Quant QNT. This is a project that I have been following and talking about for well over 4 years now. And what's crazy to me is that QNT has 33% less supply than Bitcoin. It has a plethora of utility tied to it as well. Yet the value of this thing is $1.62 billion. I do think that Quant will be one of the largest utility-based projects the space has to offer in the coming years. And even today, when we look at the chart for it, the chart setup is beautiful. I think that with all of these recent announcements as well, if you've been missing some of them, I'm telling you guys, some of these announcements are huge, and it really kind of confirms everything that we've been talking about when it comes to other, projects like HBAR or XRP or even XLM. So let's actually talk about that. Let's address a few things. Number one, let's talk about the all-time chart here, because guys, we have been consolidating. If we look at this thing on the log scale, look at this consolidation since the bear market low of 2022. We've just been trading sideways and, kind of in a downtrend, not so much, but, just trading sideways. And we've been waiting for a big break above 175. The second that we break above $175, it's too late to buy QNT. It's too late to buy cheap QNT, I should say. But this is where the time runs out. And I do think that even right now, the clock is ticking to accumulate as much QNT as we possibly can before it becomes extremely valuable. And the reason why I say that is because of a few things. Let's actually talk about them. Number one, we continue to see Quant launch crucial pieces for the future financial system. For an example, recently we have Quant Flow. The Digital Pound Foundation did announce this, introducing Quant Flow, the future of programmable money. Quant Flow is revolutionizing financial operations by enabling programmable automation for both traditional currencies and digital assets. At its core is PayScript, an open standard language that allows businesses to design custom payment workflows, automate complex financial operations, and create conditional payments. Key features include seamless integration with existing banking and financial applications through simple APIs, which, by the way, this is that same API plug and play from Project Rosalind, for an example. Support for both traditional currencies and stablecoins, ensuring future-proof operations. Event-driven role-based automation for treasury operations, enhancing cash management. Secure and compliance processes with enterprise-grade encryption and built-in AML, VAT, and CSOP support. Quant Flow empowers businesses to act globally, automating multi-currency workflows from a single platform. Experience a new era where money works intelligently for you. And this is a huge announcement. Quant did put out a video. I can't play the video because of the music behind it, but we have money wasn't meant to just move. It was meant to work. Today's finance teams face rising complexity, growing compliance burdens, and the pressure to do more with less. Quant Flow transforms money from a simple transaction into a next-generation workflow with advanced programmability and automation that makes money work for you, meaning you can move faster, remove friction, and accelerate growth. And here we actually have the full breakdown of Quant Flow. I do think that everyone should go and listen to this video. It's Gilbert Verdian talking. Again, it has music behind it. Both of these videos are great to watch if you haven't already. But here we have the money engine at the heart of frictionless business. We've all worked, hard for money. It's time, money worked hard for us. And yeah, listen, when we think about what's going on around our traditional financial system, everything is evolving, but money isn't. So that's like the big problem right now around our financial system. So we actually have over here, in today's rapidly evolving world where innovation, speed, and precision define success, your money should work intelligently, but it isn't. It's struggling to keep up and is holding you back. And this is crucial to focus on because this is something that even Ripple has told us as well. That's the number one reason why they, coined the term Internet of Value. They want to change the way that value moves. And that's exactly what Quant Flow is doing. We have down here game-changing programmable automation. This is all with PayScript. We went over it, right? We talked about it, but here we have gone are the days of complex and cumbersome manual processes. Welcome to a new era where money works for you, enabling frictionless business and global reach. Ready for existing and future money as well. It can handle anything, traditional currencies and digital assets with equal ease. Effortless interoperability for innovation at scale as well. This means that it could connect to existing banking, business, and financial applications. This is all through simple APIs, which also, by the way, you might be wondering, well, is this just good for QNT? No, it's also good for this entire industry, because all of this means that blockchain through these APIs could also be plug and played into banking, business, and financial applications through that interoperability layer that Quant has created. And we have your money, your rules. This is the new use cases. So keep your working capital flowing, make cross-border payments without boundaries, and then unlock agility with programmable treasury automation as well. Again, this is a major announcement from Quant. I'm very excited about this. I think that this is great. And by the way, we have been witnessing a lot of big moves like this from the Quant team. Again, the building that's going on around some of these utility-based projects is just insane. And I think that a lot of people are actually overlooking this simply because of price action. Like, how many people do you think jumped out of QNT from the time that we hit this high back in 2021 to now? Because again, during this entire time, we've just been trading sideways in a very boring fashion. So many people have given up on these utility-based projects at a time where I think that they should become the biggest focus from, everyone's perspective. Because going forward, it's not going to be about meme coins. It's not going to be about hype and speculation. It's going to be about true utility. What can these projects actually offer, traditional financial players, enterprise players, companies, even retail? And the fact that Quant has so much utility tied to it, yet the supply for it is so minuscule, is crucial. That means that this is a very valuable opportunity that this space is giving us. But let's actually talk about a few other things. Let's actually talk over here from Tokenizer, because I'm sure that a lot of people will say, oh, well, QNT is useless. It doesn't need to be utilized. This has been something that Tokenizer and even myself have been really kind of targeting, because, it's FUD. For years, we've been hearing about how QNT is not needed. Here we have conclusion token is needed. Banks, developers, governments, Quant Flow with Overledger Fusion, and remote connector gateways. On the bottom, we have QNT is the native token powering and securing the network. All institutions, enterprises, and DeFi participants use QNT to transact with Fusion. Think about that, right? If all of these big players are utilizing QNT, and the total supply for QNT is 14.88 million, 33% less supply than Bitcoin. Think about how big QNT actually will be. And then we also have incentivized participation. Now, you might not be able to read all of this because my overlay is blocking it, but we have approved node operators of the layer 2.5 network can determine the underlying blockchains to host to expand the reach of the layer 2.5 network, which we'll talk about here in a second. Leveraging our previous thinking and experiments in remote connector gateways from 2021, as well as rewards in QNT, node operators can stake QNT for transaction priority from the transactions their nodes process. Again, staking, this is insane. What we are watching become a reality around Quant is just insane to me. I do think that QNT will be $10,000 per token. I think that is something that is inevitable. And I do think that it will hit prices that Bitcoin has, hit as well. I think that Quant is one of the much, much bigger utility-based projects that this space has to offer right now. And the opportunity compared to most is unlike any other. Because what we are buying right now in terms of QNT is a project that has barely moved in value. Think about what the bear market low was. It was $41. We're sitting at about almost $110 right now. And even going off of some of these recent lows from like July of 2024, it was $50. That's it. It's crazy to me that we have this opportunity. It's the fact that QNT has barely moved, yet there's been so many big announcements happening around QNT. The opportunity right now around QNT is very significant. But let's talk about that layer 2.5, which is this. And this got announced recently, announcing Overledger Fusion, the world's first layer 2.5 network for institutions and DeFi. We're unveiling our plans for Overledger Fusion, our groundbreaking layer 2.5 network designed to unlock the full potential of public blockchains for institutions, enterprises, and DeFi ecosystems. This is where you see that whole idea of like, all right, which one is better, XRP or QNT? All of those types of discussions, I hate to say it, but they're low IQ discussions. They don't matter. They're ridiculous because of things like this. At the heart of Overledger Fusion is the Overledger platform itself and our patent multi-ledger rollup technology, which creates a multi-chain rollup network that operates seamlessly across existing layer 1 blockchains. This unique approach bridges the gap between private and public networks, ensuring the scalability, compliance, privacy, and interoperability required by today's most demanding use cases. Why it matters. The current generation of layer 1 blockchains has successfully demonstrated the value of decentralized systems, resilient, distributed, and secure environments that facilitate the transfer of digital value. Yet, for mainstream institutional adoption, critical challenges remain unsolved. Overledger Fusion is designed to meet growing institutional demand by solving the core limitations of today's public blockchain infrastructure, which continue to be barriers to wide-scale institutional adoption and implementation. The current barriers to public blockchains or public blockchain adoption: node compliance risk. Institutions cannot determine where public layer 1 nodes are hosted or who controls them. This poses unacceptable risk, especially if nodes are based in sanctioned jurisdictions. Privacy exposure. Public visibility of smart contracts, wallet activity, and transactions can expose sensitive commercial information and client data. Security gaps. Enterprise-grade access controls, key management, and secure integration into public chains are difficult to achieve at scale. Limited interoperability. Today's one-to-one bridging solutions like mint and burn or wrapped assets are cumbersome and limit asset movement across chains. Single chain rollups and isolated deployments constrain asset functionality and reach. Scalability bottlenecks. Layer 1 networks grow linearly through individual node addition. In contrast, a network of networks approach like Fusion's enables exponential growth by connecting networks themselves. Key drivers behind institutional adoption. Institutions including banks, fintechs, asset managers, exchanges, and corporates are eager to adopt public blockchain technology but face serious barriers. And these are regulatory compliance, which is being solved, by the way. And then data privacy, again, also being solved. Security, interoperability, and scalability. All of these are being solved right now, which is great to see. And a lot of it's being solved through Fusion. And that's why we have here the Overledger Fusion solution. It introduces a new paradigm in blockchain architecture, offering a layer 2.5 multi-chain rollup network that delivers enhanced capabilities over existing single-chain layer 2s, a secure pathway for institutions, enterprises, and DeFi users to interact with public blockchains while maintaining regulatory compliance and privacy, the ability for institutions to connect private DLTs and assets to public chains without compromising control. Quant Flow users can integrate Fusion to enhance public blockchain access and expand their PayScript capabilities. Faster, cheaper, scalable transactions across multiple layer 1 chains. Natively multi-chain digital assets with secure any-to-any interoperability, no reliance on one-to-one bridges. DeFi users can deposit, interact, and withdraw assets across chains using the Fusion Layer 2.5 network, moving beyond the limitations of single-chain rollups. QNT is the native token powering and securing the network. All institutions, enterprises, and DeFi participants use QNT to transact within Fusion. And then, of course, we do have the Trusted Node program, which I think is probably one of the biggest ones because this is going to create passive income around QNT. Decentralized control. Approved node operators determine which underlying blockchains to host. Flexible onboarding. Onboard new ledgers with ease via bring your own node and bring your own connector capabilities. Granular access control. Define organizational and cross-organizational permissions using customizable API key roles and gateway roles. Incentivize participation as well, which is where you start to earn QNT. You can stake QNT around your node and get rewards in QNT. This is huge. This is huge. And then we have what's next. The rollout of Overledger Fusion by Quant Network begins in June of this year, so this month, with a phased delivery of core features with the Trusted Node program. Each release will expand capabilities, laying the foundation for a truly interoperable, scalable, and secure blockchain infrastructure tailored for institutional and DeFi growth. Overledger Fusion marks the beginning of a new era, a universal multi-chain layer 2.5 designed to make public blockchains enterprise-ready and mainstream. Stay tuned as we reshape the future of decentralized finance and digital infrastructure. And then we also have why introduce a new layer 2.5 and why now. So here we have, after extensive trials and implementations with permission DLTs, institutions are now shifting focus towards public blockchains to achieve broader distribution. DeFi use cases have demonstrated the viability, benefits, and commercial advantages of going on-chain. However, direct use of layer 1 networks poses challenges, particularly around compliance and security. And then we have the regulatory restrictions preventing these institutions from allowing their transactions to be processed by nodes in sanctioned jurisdictions. Doing so could inadvertently result in payments to those entities. And then, of course, their priority isn't necessarily which blockchains they use, but rather the ability to reach a wider audience, tap into liquidity, and ensure acceptance compatibility with tokenized money or stablecoins. So this is the perfect time to launch this. I think that this is huge, and it does confirm exactly what we have been talking about, right? A multi-chain future is where we're headed. XRP, XLM, HBAR, all of these, great networks could easily be tapped in here and supported by Overledger Fusion, which means institutions, enterprises, DeFi, all of that becomes a reality. Institutional players, enterprise players, banks, big boys, right? The governments, they could all tap in to this network of networks where they use XRP for, say for so payments, or utilize Hedera for tokenization initiatives. All of that is living through something like this. Quant is the enabler of the Web3 future, of the DLT and blockchain revolution. And I think that so many people are overlooking how big Quant will be in just a few years. Today, we have such a huge opportunity in front of us. We're buying QNT at prices that we've witnessed back in 2021. We were able to buy it at these prices during the entire bear market. Now, I think our time is soon to be running out. I think that we are going to see QNT become an even bigger focus going forward, especially with this layer 2.5 launch, which is happening this month. So definitely stay tuned to see some big announcements coming from the Quant team, but also focus on these types of opportunities because long term, QNT is going to be one of the most valuable base projects in this space, and I'm very excited about it. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, Nick, thanks for watching. Peace out.